Welcome back to the D&D Wrestling Weekly Rewind, where we go inside and outside the ropes and we talk about everything that happened in the past week of wrestling. As you can tell, my boy's not here. Some things happened this week. I told him to rest up, make it feel better, because he is going away in like a week, so I don't want him to feel worse going on vacation. So I got a little guest host, but it's not the one that we had the last time that I was here. It's somebody that's been causing a problem, so I need to watch him. You need to sit there and be good for this whole episode. So we'll start with some AEW news, as we always do. Again, we're not going to do last night's Dynamite because that'll be next week. We're going to do technically 2 weeks ago on Dynamite. There was a segment with the Young Bucks and Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. I couldn't remember his name for whatever reason. They want to challenge the Young Bucks at All In into a tag match to where the Young Bucks put up their EVP status. I don't know what it entails. I mean, I know what it entails because it aired last night. We won't know what it entails till next week when we talk about it. But it's a really interesting concept of, hey, put up your EVP status in a tag match. I don't think they want to be EVPs, which, I don't know. I mean, I know what they want now, obviously. We had I know there was a Fatal 4-Way. There's a Fatal 4-Way number one spot for the men's Casino Gauntlet match at All In. It was Mark Briscoe, the ROH World Champion Dito, Roderick Strong, and Konosuke Takeshita. Mark Briscoe won it, and I've said it on here before. I love the Gauntlet matches that AEW does because it's kind of like not a reverse Royal Rumble, maybe a reverse Royal Rumble. I don't know. So they start, it's a one-on-one, and every 2 or 3 minutes, somebody else comes in. But as soon as someone gets pinned, the match is over. There could be 5 people in, there could be 20 people in, it could be the first 2 guys. That's a really interesting thing that AEW does that obviously WWE can't take. But I'm glad AEW has their own little special thing. Jet Speed, which I love that name, Speedball Mike Bailey and Jet Kevin Knight, came out because they want to have a match for the titles against the Hurt Syndicate. Obviously, it just went back and forth, that, whatever. There's another Fatal 4-Way for the number one's women's spot in the Casino Gauntlet match. Willow Nightingale, the ROH Women's World Champion Athena, Chris Statlander, and Thunder Rosa. Chris Statlander won after Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta came out. She actually pinned Willow, even though she's trying to be nice to Willow, but it's not working. And Wheeler's trying to get into her head, and that's not really working. So it's kind of cool to see what's going on there. So Collision was actually on Thursday again because of, I'm guessing they're doing it because of Night of Champions, which Night of Champions was during the day anyways. But I like when they move around Collision. I wish they would have it on a certain day, but I like that they do move it around. There wasn't really a lot. I know, so Christian Cage and Nick Wayne had a match against Big Bill and Brian Keith because Big Bill and Brian Keith are trying to go for the tag titles. Christian and Nick Wayne are trying to go for the tag titles. And there are rumors that Christian wants to make it father-son tag titles, which is really weird, but also it's kind of cool. Adam Cole had an open challenge for the TNT Championship. Josh Alexander from the Don Callis family accepted it. Adam Cole still won. I know afterwards more of the Don Callis family came out. The rest of the Paragon came out. I still don't like the name Paragon, man. I wish they would have did something better with that. It was a really cool. It wasn't for anything. I mean, it was kind of the Paragon against the Don Callis family. There was the Battle of the Kyles of Kyle Fletcher versus Kyle O'Reilly, and it was really funny because there was this is Kyle chance, Kyle forever, let's go Kyle sucks. It wasn't anything big. It was really cool because even beforehand they were like, there can only be one Kyle here, but nobody lost the name Kyle. Fletcher did win, so it's not like Kyle O'Reilly has to just be called O'Reilly or something, or K O'Reilly. It was something really cool that they did. To go with some AEW news that wasn't anything that happened on TV, Jim Ross said on his own podcast, the Grill and JR podcast, he revealed that his after beating cancer, he will return to AEW to do commentary at All In Texas, which is next weekend, which is going to be a crazy weekend because it's All in Texas. It is Saturday night main event, Women's Evolution 2, and I believe the Great American Bash is Saturday afternoon. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be another long weekend of wrestling. But stay tuned to us here. We're going to talk about all of it. We're probably going to do... Obviously, there's no podcast this week. I don't want to do the podcast by myself. We did have an idea for it. We can hold on to that idea. We have all the notes. We can move the notes because next week we'll probably do like an Evolution prediction show. Maybe even throw a Saturday night main event in. If it really is the Great American Bash, which I'm pretty sure it is. Maybe I'll throw in some all-in stuff. Brian Cage, who is an AEW star, he was in AEW, he was in TNA, he was in Lucha Underground, I believe. He shared that him and his daughter Skylar were baptized together in a deeply meaningful moment. Though he had been a lifelong follower of Jesus, he had never pursued baptism until recently when he felt a calling to do so. But I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was something really cool that he did. Britt Baker put out this weird picture on Instagram, and it said a bottle of water can be $1 at a supermarket, $3 at the gym, $5 at the movies, $6 on a plane. Same water, the only thing that changes is the value was the place. So next time you feel your worth is nothing, maybe you're at the wrong place. And I know there's been talks and rumors that she's trying to leave AEW, she's trying to get out of her contract. She hasn't been on TV in forever. I mean, I don't understand why she hasn't been on TV. I kind of understand why she wants to get out of there. She wants to be on wrestling. She's an actual dentist, so she flies. Well, maybe not now because I don't even know if she's backstage. But she's got her own, she works as a dentist. So not only is she wrestling during the week, she's doing that stuff. So I could see why she would want to leave AEW. Plus, I mean, it's a little touchy. Adam Cole's there. Her and Adam Cole aren't a thing anymore. She probably wants to try to get away from him a little bit. She'd be cool to see her in AEW. She'd be cool to see in TNA. She's got a lot of friends in TNA. I hope to see her on TV because she was, one, she's from Pittsburgh, so obviously I have to like her. But she's a really good wrestler. I remember her, she did stuff in the Mae Young Classics, I believe, but I know she was when she was dating Adam Cole, they had her on NXT TV, but she's always been an amazing performer. She was the first female wrestler signed by AEW. That means something. That should be something. That should be why they want to keep you on TV. I don't know why they don't. So SmackDown started with a little confrontation between Cody and Orton, obviously, because they're the final match for the King of the Ring. Just talking back and forth. Cody obviously saying I need to get it back. Orton saying I need to get 15. Cody's these last couple times everybody was talking, I would just stand here, but now it's my turn to talk. It was a really good back and forth. Then there was a JC Mateo Jimmy Uso match. And I know we only do debuts, returns, title defenses, stuff like that, but this is something really interesting because after the match, they were all ganging up on Jimmy, JC, well I shouldn't say they all, JC and Solo. So Jacob came out to help him. Jacob coming out to help Jimmy is a really big thing because there can be a lot of future things going on with that. I'm already seeing rumors of the Usos coming back to work, the Usos joining to go with to go with Jacob, just because of something that happened at Night of Champions that we're going to talk about next. There was a women's United States title match of the champions Zelina Vega and Julia. Shockingly, Julia won. So this is already the women's title's been around about a year. Was it SummerSlam last year? I honestly don't remember. But this is already the third champion, and I feel like Zelina's reign wasn't anything. She's never really had anything. She was the Queen of the Ring one time. When the Queen of the Ring, I don't want to say didn't mean anything, but they didn't get, now you get King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, you get a title shot. They didn't get that when she was the champ, when she was the Queen of the Ring. So for Julia to get it, I mean, awesome. I love Julia. Like, congratulations. That's fantastic. It seemed like Zelina's thing. It seemed like her whole feud was basically against Chelsea, who she won the title off of, which was, I don't know, to me kind of weird. There was a WWE Tag Team Championship match of the Street Profits defending against Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy of the Wyatt Six, which was really weird because they never really. I mean, the Wyatts have been out doing stuff with tag teams, but the Street Profits were like, we're gonna put our titles up against them. It wasn't anything like that, but it got really crazy. Axiom came out. The Guns came out. They were attacking everybody. Everybody was going back and forth. There's a lot of good. We've been saying it for a while. There's a lot of good tag teams on SmackDown that they either need to get more or some need to go to Raw. Because unfortunately, and I mean, I'll say it now because it was already announced, starting tomorrow or today or probably tomorrow because I'm going to try to get this out on Thursday, SmackDown's going back to 2 hours, which it's good because I won't be fighting because we work. I mean, not we, but we work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 hours. So sometimes Friday night, I'm fighting that last hour and a half of SmackDown, fighting to stay awake, losing the battle sometimes. So to go back to 2 hours is a good thing, but it also sucks because, like, there's so many stories, there's so many good people on SmackDown. Like, are you gonna cut stories? Are you just gonna end stories? Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, we need to wait and see, but it sucks. Like, I like that Raw's 2.5. It hasn't been 3 in a little bit, but it usually goes 2.5, 2:45 maybe. Sometimes it'll go under 2.5 hours, but I like them a little bit longer just because you can get more stories out and do more on-screen stuff. Obviously, there was a women's last man standing match. I can't talk. I can never talk on here. For the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton won. I know near the end, Naomi was going to try to come and cash in. Stratton stopped her. It's a little precursor to maybe something that happens over the weekend. The big thing that popped me really hard, Cena comes out at the end of the show, stands in the ring, and you hear Basic Thugonomics come out, and I was like, what's going on? I'm so confused. And it came up Punk Life on the screen. CM Punk came out dressed as old school, the Cena that I got into. I mean, I was always into Cena, but the Cena that I got into, the Basic Thugonomics Cena, came out with the Cubs jersey on, the lock and chain. He came out and did a rap. I was like, this is really cool. I really like this. And I get it. Cena did it the week before with the pipe bomb. Now he did it there. They already made the Punk Life shirt. I don't know if I'll get that because I think that's going to be part of the promo. But if they make this CM Punk action figure, I'm getting it. We talked about it last week. The Cena with the like 4 or 5 belts. I'm getting that because there's something else that comes out at Comic-Con that I want to order. I'm getting that. I don't have a lot. We don't talk about it on here. I don't have a lot of wrestling action figures, but I have like cool ones. Obviously the Usos, the Outsiders. I have a Logan Paul just because I had to get the first Logan Paul. There's a Roman Reigns and a Kofi, but they are like mixed with Ninja Turtles. They're like Roman Reigns is kind of dressed as the Shredder, and Kofi has Michelangelo stuff. And then I have a Cody. It's just a basic, or it's a Greatest Moments Cody, and it's got the bruise from Hell in a Cell. I do have it's a Cody and Brandy 2-pack pre-ordered from WrestleMania 40 when he came out with like the skull mask, because as soon as I saw that come out at WrestleMania, I was like, I need a figure with that, and they announced it, and I was like, I have to get that one. There's another cool set of Cody and Pharaoh with Cody holding like the US flag, which looks really cool, but I want the Cody one with like the Iron Man. It's an Iron Man. It's obviously just an Iron Man mask with like his skull on it, but that's really cool. That was a couple things from SmackDown. We're going to Night of Champions. I'll go over every match. I think that's what we're going to do. We never really talked about it, but I'm assuming that's what we're going to do. If not, if it's just certain things, we'll change it. But I'm guessing that any pay-per-views or big match or big shows that we don't do a prediction show, like we didn't do Saturday Night Main Event, we don't do a lot of the AEW ones. I try to just bring up AEW stuff. I'm thinking we'll talk about the whole show. I'm not sure. We haven't talked about it. But it started with Cody versus Randy in the finals for the 2025 King of the Ring, obviously with the winner getting a title shot at SummerSlam. I don't know what night, because SummerSlam is 2 nights this year for the first time. I'm not 100% sure what night they're going to do. But Cody won. Cody's King of the Ring. That's awesome. That's really cool. So he gets his title shot. Next was Rhea Ripley versus Raquel in a street fight. And it didn't end the way I thought. I thought Roxanne was going to come out, help Raquel. She didn't. Rhea won. I believe Rhea won. She tapped her out to, does it say on here? I can't think of the name of her finisher. Oh, she hit a riptide. Never mind, she hit a riptide through a table. I swore she put her in a submission move. I'll be honest, I didn't watch. I watched Night of Champions at work. Shh, don't tell nobody. Shh, don't tell nobody. I just, had it in my apron, watched it a little bit. Every time it happens, I always miss the ending. I could see the whole match, both entrances, the whole match, and every time I always missed the end. And it didn't help either because I had to go to a couple meetings that day. So I obviously missed some, but I don't know why. I'm weird. I don't like going back and watching stuff that happened. I don't know. Like, I'll go on Twitter, TikTok. I'll see clips on TikTok. I'll watch clips on Twitter. I don't like going back and watching a full show, though. I don't know why. I don't know. I guess I'm weird like that. Next was Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, which he was really big into. I mean, I didn't care. Like, I don't care about either one of them, and it sucks saying that because, like, although I was never a Sami fan. I think I liked Sami in the Bloodline just because he was like the shtick. He was the funny guy. And Kross, like, I don't know what it is. I like Kross better now with the long hair than I did when he had like the no hair when he was bald. But I can't get in either one of them. And shockingly, Sami won, which is even more of I feel like because Sami won, well, no, because on Raw, I was going to say Raw, Kross attacked him. I feel like this is Kross's like farewell. I know some people were saying he had some matches on Superstars and that was like his farewell thing because he walked out with Scarlett like Macho Man did back in the day. I don't know. I feel like there's nothing there for Kross. I feel like he can do better back in TNA again, which is weird because TNA is with WWE. I don't even know if he would do anything in AEW, honestly. Maybe I'm just not a Kross guy. Next was Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States title. I can't believe Solo won. He didn't win alone, obviously a JC Mateo, but then he had a debuting Hikuleo finally. This dude's been on Superstars for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Finally, a debuting Hikuleo helped him. Let me not. Even on Superstars, he came out on his Titantron, on the Tron, whatever you want to call it. It said Hikuleo. Rumors are that he's going to be Tala Tonga, which so stupid. Which Tama Tonga also did return to help, but like, so Hikuleo is the Tongan's little brother. So you have Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, the Gorillas of Destiny, and then you have Hikuleo, who's now going to be Tala Tonga. So you got Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, Tala Tonga. Like it's too much. You guys should have kept him Hikuleo. Like, Hikuleo's fine. That's what he was on the Tron for those couple weeks on Superstars. Leave it, Hikuleo. Not a lot of people knew about him. Not a lot of people knew who he was. Obviously, I've seen him in AEW. I think he was there once or twice. I watched stuff from him from New Japan. But the people that didn't even know about him watched him debut on Superstars, and it said Hikuleo on the Tron. Leave it, Hikuleo. What's the big deal? Who cares? I don't understand it. Next was Asuka versus Jade for the 2025 Queen of the Ring final, with the winner again getting a women's world title match at SummerSlam. And it's not even said anywhere that I saw. They don't say, like, Cody didn't say, it wasn't like the Rumble. Cody wasn't like, hey, I'm going after Cena, or hey, I'm going after Gunther. It was just, I think he's just going after Cena because he's on SmackDown. Technically, he's on SmackDown. Cena's the champ on SmackDown. This one unfortunately, Jade won because they're giving her the AEW push that AEW gave her. Yeah, she's getting better. Yeah, I talk about it all the time, but I don't know. But again, like, Jade didn't say, hey, I'm going against EO. Hey, I'm going against Tiffany. I think she's just going against Tiffany because, again, they're both on SmackDown. I'm hoping Jade wins. Well, I don't even want Jade to win, honestly. But if Jade wins, which I'm guessing she will because that's the push she's getting, Naomi cashes in on her and Naomi becomes the champ. That's the only thing I can see happening that I would be okay with. So the final match of Night of Champions, the WWE Undisputed Championship, John Cena versus CM Punk. This was a match. This was a match. There was a point where they shook hands and hugged, and you could see Cena's face turn like he did to Cody after the Rumble, and like he went to go low blow Cena, and Cena's like, no, that's not happening. He went to go low blow Punk, and Punk's like, no, that's not happening. I don't know why Cena would low blow himself, but he hit him with a GT. Punk hit him with a GTS. Cena still won, but during the match, the ref was knocked out. Seth came out. Well, you heard Seth's music. Seth came out. Breaker and Reed came out. Seth's calling down a ref. Charles Robinson running down. Cena rails Charles Robinson from the side. He goes flying. Cena gets in the ring. Seth's like, it's not about you. This is about the title. Punk can get the title. They're going back and forth. They get knocked out of the ring. But again, Cena hits the AA on the Punk. He gets the win, keeps the title. This is going to be interesting. Because obviously, like, Seth didn't do it more for Cena. Seth did it more because, hey, I'm making sure Punk doesn't win this title. But, I mean, he wasn't going to win the title anyways. That was all Night of Champions. So now if we get to what happened on Raw, because Rhea was going to open Raw, and I was like, oh man, Rhea's hurt. No, that's not cool. She wasn't. She just came out, this, that, whatever. EO came out, and EO was like, you know what? Even though I'm the champ, I'm challenging you to a match at Evolution for the title. Evolution is going to be so good. I loved the first Evolution. I understand why they did the first Evolution. It happened a week or 2 weeks after a Saudi show when the women couldn't go to Saudi, so they dedicated a whole pay-per-view to them. And for years since then, people have wanted another one, and I'm so glad it's finally happening. After that, there's new World Tag Team Champions. Finn Balor and JD McDonough, Minecraft head, beat the New Day to win the titles. And it's really, I'm glad they did because the New Day only defended the titles 3 times since WrestleMania, which was like 4 months ago already. I just hope they defend them more, but it's so cool because now JD and Finn are tag champs. Raquel and Liv, unfortunately, who's not there, are the women's champs. And then you have Dirty Dom with the Intercontinental title. And it was announced later on that instead of stripping Raquel of the women's titles, it's going to be Raquel and Roxanne with the women's titles. But they're going to have a match at Evolution against a tag team, a Raw women's tag team, a SmackDown women's tag team, and an NXT women's tag team. That's going to be awesome. I wish they could even, I mean, it'd be cool if they could even throw like a TNA women's tag team in. I know TNA has their own women's titles. So you know what? Maybe throw the women's tag team. Which is, I don't know. I don't even know if I know who it is. Put them in the match. I know it's weird to have like 5 teams in the match. It'd be cool to have them there though. There was a... Rollins was in the ring talking like he always does. Punk came out, well... No, I'm sorry. Gunther was in the ring. Gunther came out talking about the Goldberg stuff. Seth came out. As soon as Seth started talking, Punk came out. Punk came running down. Him and Seth got into it. Seth leaves through the crowd. He's on the top of the crowd watching. Punk's on it's really cool because Punk's on the turnbuckle. He turns around and like Gunther's in his face. But Gunther, he walks by Gunther and Gunther kind of does the, hey, where you going? Like grabs his arm and he shoves Gunther. I don't think Gunther was supposed to fall. I think he just fell. Like, I think he tripped over his legs and fell, which was like a really cool, like, oh man, if Punk might go after Gunther, like, that'd be really cool. Punk's walking up the ramp, and they go back to Seth in the ring, and he's doing the bye-bye bitch that he did a couple years ago. LA Knight comes from behind him, so him and LA Knight are fighting. They fight out into the crowd. They get away. I love fights in the crowd. The one AEW show I was at, they were fighting in the crowd. But I was at an indie show for NEW. It's Northeast Wrestling. And obviously we have to have tangents. It was storming that day, so it was raining and like thunder and lightning, so it was at an open baseball field. So they stopped everything. They pulled us up into the concessions, and they started like a tag team Falls Count Anywhere match, and they're fighting right in front of us, and it's really cool. Like I'm standing there, and the guy, like one of the wrestlers, like grabs the mustard next to me and hits the guy with the mustard. It's really cool to like see them fight right there. I don't think I knew anybody in the match. I didn't know a lot of wrestlers there, but it's still really cool to like watch them right in front of you. You get so excited even though you don't know these people, but you're a wrestling fan, you love wrestling, and they're literally wrestling a foot in front of you. It was awesome. It was one of the coolest things. There was a Bayley versus Lyra match. I believe it was for the number one contender for Becky, but it ended in a double pin. They both pinned each other. I don't believe it was. No, it wasn't. But I'm guessing it's just gonna be a triple threat at Evolution, which would make sense. That was really, the end of Raw, there was a tag match because, I didn't talk about it, but during Night of Champions, when Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were out there, Penta and Sammy came out to help Cena. Not help Cena, but to go against Seth. They weren't really helping Cena. They were just making sure Seth didn't really win. So that became a tag match on Raw. Breaker and Reed obviously won. After it, Jay came out to help. That wasn't really, that was a lot from Raw. Nothing really crazy. NXT started. Joe Hendry, Wesley, because Joe Hendry's still trying to go after Trick. Wesley's trying to help Trick, so Hendry beat him. The rest of High Rise was attacking Hendry. Santana came out to help. It was announced at Slammiversary. It's going to be Hendry versus Santana versus Trick for the TNA title. Tony D'Angelo called out Luca Cristofino. Hey, are you with me? Are you with Stax? Stax came out, whatever. Cristofino hits Tony D, then he hits Stax, and he's like, I'm loyal to myself. So there goes the whole family. Maybe this will finally get Tony D'Angelo on the main roster. He's probably, just like JC Jane, he's probably one of the ones that have been there the longest. There wasn't really anything else crazy. There was a number one contenders match for the NXT title. Yoshiki Imanara versus Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy is getting a crazy push, which is insane because, like, Jasper Troy won the first season of LFG. He's getting a crazy push. The woman that won, she's like an Olympic medalist. She was on TV once, maybe twice. And it's weird because Evolve, their show that's on. I don't have a drink up. Did you not bring my drink up here with you, yo? Useless. Evolve, the show that's on Tubi on like Thursday nights. The Evolved men's champion is going around with Ethan Page, but the Evolved women's champion I think was also on TV one more time. Have them both at Evolution. That's all I'm asking. Get them on TV more. You're doing stuff for the men, do stuff for the women. Get them on TV more. But Yoshiki Imanara won. He has a champ. He's getting an NXT championship. I believe it's at Great American Bash. I'm not 100% sure. Jordan Grace came out because as it was stated last week, she won to have a match against JC Jane at Evolution 2. She comes out. All of Fatal Influence comes out. They go to attack her. Blake Monroe. She comes out and helps. That was a cool way to end. I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see they're not pushing. I'm gonna call her Mariah May. I don't care. I'm glad to see they're not pushing Mariah May like they have with everybody else. Ethan Page was there for like, I don't even think a month, and he won the NXT title, and now he's already got the North American title. Like they're doing a little bit too much. It was also announced that I think it's next week, Ricky Saints is gonna go up against the Vanity Project that's like the three guys that are with Ethan Page now in a gauntlet match, and if he beats them, he gets to have a match against Ethan Page for the North American Championship. And like he picks a stipulation, I believe. I think that's what it is. In some WWE outside the ring news, Cody Rhodes has been cast as Guile in the live-action Street Fighter movie, which is crazy because Cody is announced as Guile. Roman is announced as Akuma, I believe the guy's name is. 50 Cent's in the movie announced as somebody. There's a lot of people in this movie. I'm not a Street Fighter fan, but I might go see this movie just because of all the people that have been announced for it. It was announced that July 11th at AAA's Venero de Escandalo, it's going to be Santino Marella and NXT's Lola Vice against La Hidara and the man of AAA, Mr. Iguana. So it's going to be the Iguana versus the Cobra, and I don't want to watch the show, but I need to see clips of that on Twitter, TikTok, something, because that's going to be hysterical. So Jinder Mahal got married, I believe, last weekend, but 3MB reunited at it. There's a picture of him, Drew, and Heath Slater, and they were such a gimmick group, but I liked 3MB. That's the only time I liked. Like I was a Slater fan, especially when I was with Rhino, but I was never really a Jinder or a Drew fan, and that's when I liked all three of them. I thought it was funny. I love the gimmick stuff. I know we talk about it. Me and him talk about it. Like the Mexicools, I understand how racist it was, but it was so cool that they came out on John Deere's and they called them Juan Deere's. I don't know why I loved that, but it was like one of the things that I thought was hysterical. MLW had a Summer of the Beast show, and there's a new MLW World Tag Team Champions, and they're called the Skyscrapers, which is an awesome name. But it's Donovan Dijak and Tom Pescott, Bishop Dwyer, Baron Corbin. Like, that's cool that they're teaming together and they're the champs for MLW, but they're called the Skyscrapers. That's an awesome name for them because they're both tall as shit. Zack Sabre Jr. won the IWGP title off of Hiroki Goto. I believe that's his second reign now as IWGP champ. I've seen a couple Zack Sabre Jr. matches. He had one against Claudio. I've seen one against Claudio, one against Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. He's a really good wrestler, and if he ever does he's a really good technical wrestler, because that's why he was trying to do the stuff with Daniel Bryan, because they were saying they were both like technical wrestlers. If he ever goes to WWE, I can see him doing some big things there. We do have a shout out, and I don't know if I want to talk. I'm not going to talk about it on here. Last week on the Champion vs. Champion podcast, we did the United States. I don't know if maybe some of you guys only watched the Rewind and not the podcast. We did the United States Champion versus the Intercontinental Champion of every year at SummerSlam. So whoever they were, we talked about it and who would win. And the second year, we started in 2003, and the second year I had Chris Benoit, who did some very bad things, we'll just say. I don't want to get into it. If you know, you know. If you don't know, look it up. But I said I have a super hot take on him. But we have a comment on there. Would love to see the hot take on Benoit. He was one of my favorites growing up, but when he did his unforgivable and what he did was unforgivable and tarnished his entire career. Should we separate achievement / career / character versus who they actually were in real life? I still don't know the answer. And I still don't know the answer to it, because obviously he does not, and Paul Heyman has said this before, he does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I agree. For what he did, he does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. It's not the same thing, but it's also like the Owen Hart stuff. When Owen Hart fell and unfortunately died in the ring, it seemed like WWE wasn't trying to take responsibility for it, which is why the Owen Hart Classic is in AEW, because Owen Hart's wife, who I'm blanking on her name, does not want him in the WWE Hall of Fame. I understand that reason too. Benoit was a great performer, wrestler, in-ring, 4 Horsemen, all the stuff he did. What he did outside of the ring, yes, tarnished his career. It was unforgivable. It's something that shouldn't have happened. When we do our hot takes, I will talk about it. I don't want to talk about it on here because I need somebody to defend the other side, because me and him kind of talked about it one time, but we really didn't I didn't really get into it. What I said, yeah, I don't want to get into it with him not being here, because he needs to defend the other side, because yeah. So on to the promo. Do you happen to have a promo this week? Just aliens not being recognized. Not a lot of 4-sleeved shirts. My promo was going to be about what happened to me yesterday, but I changed my mind. Wrestling shirts. I love wrestling shirts. I have so many wrestling shirts. WWE, AEW, TNA, MLW, New Japan. I don't care who else. Please stop making black wrestling shirts. Make more wrestling shirts. It's the summertime. It's hot. I don't want to wear a black shirt all the time. It's hot. That's why I was wearing the Penta shirt for a couple episodes, because it's hot. I think I have... Well, nope. I had a blue Sting shirt, but I used it for a blanket. I've got a white Cena shirt. I've got a white Penta shirt. I think I have a... Like, Cena back in the day, even now, he's got colored shirts. That's awesome. But make more white shirts. I have a white NWO shirt, but I call it the summer edition, because I chopped the sleeves off of it. I might have like 1 or 2 gray shirts maybe, but all you guys do are make black wrestling shirts. Make more. You could have. There's a Chelsea one when Chelsea won she won the women's U.S. title. It's a black shirt. You could have made that shirt pink. He said he would have bought that shirt if it was pink. I've worn pink wrestling shirts before. I've worn pink shirts before. Look at Bret Hart. Look at Macho Man. Well, I don't want to say pink with Macho Man, but look at Bret Hart. There needs to be more colors in wrestling shirts. I don't care if... here's another hot take here, but I don't care if this was a reversed white shirt, this being black. That'd be fine. I made a blue NWO shirt just because I like the color blue. There needs to be more colored wrestling shirts. I'm begging you. Please, WWE, AEW, MLW, New Japan, TNA, Ring of Honor. I don't care. Please make more colored wrestling shirts. And make one that people with 4 arms can wear wrestling shirts. So you know what? Do something for my boy here. That was all. Thank you for Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any kind of random shout out, start putting it down below, because even if it's not a comment, you just want to shout something out. You want to shout out your own little personal thing. That's cool. Put it on here. We'll shout it out. You know what? While you're here, go follow Pixie Dust Chronicles, my other channel, my Disney channel. There's obviously other Disney things going on. There's other things besides Disney on it, but I'm going to a Disney convention in like 2 months. It's really cool. I'm excited. Go follow it. Go follow. Have some fun. Till next week. See you guys later.